It's Thursday. I haven't done a live video in a really long time, and I always love doing them on Thursdays because it's Thrive Thursday. And on my drive home, I'm actually home right now, I'm not at the office. I was thinking about some things and they just started flowing, and I said to myself, I need to go live and share this with the world because I think it is so important. I want to talk about filters and a conversation that I had with my 15-year-old just recently about how I don't love filters in Snapchat, Instagram, all those different social media platforms that have filters for your video and your cameras and pictures. I don't love them because they alter who you are and what you look like. And they are not a true representation of you. And so I share that with her, and she's like, I understand, Mom. But I think that is just a little snippet or glimpse of the way that we hide ourselves from people. And that got me thinking about how I filter myself. And it's not with images, and it's not with video per se, how I appear. But in the past, I filtered my voice big time. I did not share my knowledge. I didn't share who I was. I didn't share what I was thinking or speak up for myself or speak my truth, so to speak. And some of the reason that I did that I filtered myself in that way, was because I was concerned about not knowing enough. Here I am. I'm a doctor. I have a doctorate degree, and I have a lot of education, and learning and sharing what I've learned is one of my highest values. And yet, I always felt like I didn't know enough to share it with others. And what I realized is that that was a filter. I wasn't showing my true self with others, with patients, with people in my community. And I was doing a disservice to myself, my family, and those who interact with me because I was filtering myself. In the last probably 6 months, I've made a whole bunch of changes in my life and practice that have led me to this place where now I'm sharing more and I'm speaking more and I'm putting myself out there, which sometimes is scary because because putting yourself out there is scary. And yet I started to see the fruit from it, and it helps me to know that I'm having an impact on others, and then also that it motivates me to keep going and sharing more, because I encounter women who have struggled with some of the same things that I struggled with 5 years ago, and how sharing my story can have a ripple effect on the lives of those that I encounter. It made me think of my favorite chiropractic quote, which is attributed to BJ Palmer. He was the developer of chiropractic. And he said, "You never know how far-reaching something you may think, say, or do today will impact the lives of millions tomorrow." So that is my goal, is to say something today that will impact you in such a way that you will go out and live your life without a filter. That leads me to my last point, which is that so many of us live with a filter in our life, our health, and our nervous system, and that is called the subluxation. And Subluxation is what chiropractors work with. It's a big word that basically describes a disconnect between your nervous system and the rest of your body. And it causes your body to not function the way that it was designed to. As I was thinking about filters and visual filters and vocal filters and the filters in our body, it made me think of how we can go about our day and think that we are functioning well and that we're healthy, but we have this filter inside us called subluxation that is causing us to not reflect our true self. I've actually had other chiropractors who have shared with me how they've had patients come up to them and just say how getting adjusted impacted their life in such an immense way. They've had the grandchildren of patients of theirs come up to them and say, "Thank you so much. My grandpa's not mean to me anymore." If you feel like somehow your life is being filtered today, I would love to help you in whatever way that is, whether it is just through talking or through a initial assessment in my chiropractic office, or if you are in my community, not sure about chiropractic yet, just are like, who's this Dr. Brooke lady? I look forward to just being a little more unfiltered for you as I go forward.